That intro again. Hit that.
This motherfucker.
Just
It's
go
not
again.
natural anymore. I can't do it.
Do it.
I can't do it. I don't remember.
I forgot it takes a second for it to go. After I hit the button, it takes a second for it to go live. That's awesome.
So we live now or no?
Yeah, we're good now. We're
Oh, what? What's going? Oh, yo, you wasn't even joking. Right, damn,
well, it takes like 5 seconds before it like pops off. That's what I was like.
Damn, we got this rookie over here. It's your first episode.
See us.
All right, anyways, yo, like I said before, welcome back, Real Fans Podcast. Like I said, we live, we out here, we live, we tweet.
Yo,
what up? I had to say that again.
What up?
Like what? Yo, Sir Lag a lot over there.
You ain't talking about me, Mr. Pixelated.
This is actually our first time live on Twitter too, on our own account.
Live for real.
Live tweets today. Yo, if y'all tweet, use our hashtag Real Fans Podcast. And we'll comment back. We'll write, we'll respond to any reactions, anything. Let us know what you guys think. Honestly, guys, we got a lot to talk about, right? UFC, we're going to start with, right off the press, on my phone, right now, MLB news. Fernando Tatis agrees to a 14-year, $340 million contract extension with the Padres. Where the Padres get this money from? I want to know what's going on.
I don't know. Didn't they just sign Manny Machado, too, to the Padres?
Yeah,
Manny
bro.
Machado,
This man has a max. Tatis has a max.
Yeah, that's going to be crazy because Tatis is a premier player, and that's going to be crazy.
Hey, I'm not saying he doesn't deserve the money, but damn, Padres really trying to do something, huh? They found their stud. They're sticking with this guy.
I don't know the last time they've been relevant. Was it when they had fucking like Tony Gwynn or some shit, like in the fucking early 90s? I don't even know when the Padres were like, in like contention. But they just signed a big ass contract to Manny Machado, who came from the Orioles, and that was a big deal. That's like I don't know. That's like when Stanton went to Yankees or something. So Tatis going there, he's a top young player. Like he's gonna be around for a while.
Bro, that means they really believe in this guy. Then
Bro, especially in a franchise where they just historically they don't have the money like like the Elite Five. Like they just don't. I think I saw that because I was actually listening to podcasts and they're talking about the amount of money each team spends and like the differences between like the low end versus like the higher end teams like the Dodgers and the Yankees and the Red Sox. It's just like, wow, dude. Like it's just so weird because they don't have a cap or anything in baseball. And it's just weird. Like I think I saw that the Colorado Rockies, their full like salary for the team is $30 million. Versus like the Dodgers, I want to say was like $60 million or something, or 90. It was like a huge difference seeing the amount of money they spend in their team.
Back when A-Rod got his contract with the Yankees, this man was getting paid more than the whole starting lineup of the Astros. Yeah, it's ridiculous. The whole this man got more money than nine people combined playing a professional sport.
And by the way, me and JoJo did not plan this. We literally both hopped on the mic. And we both had that. We didn't even mean for that to happen.
We're like, yo, this is awkward. The
Spider-Man all Miami shit. Damn,
got pointed to like that.
You got the damn flag behind you.
The thing in the back. I like this logo the best, bro. I don't like that.
Yo, I guess we're talking baseball. We're up in the Marlins today, I guess. We out here in Miami.
I don't mind the new one though. They definitely changed color scheme because they went from like orange dominant to like this blue dominant. I don't mind it. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah, the orange is a little too loud during the rebranding process. So they're like, yeah, we gotta calm down with that. But yeah, it's the 25th anniversary patch. They brought back the
Florida Marlins
logos during that year. Pretty dope jerseys.
The Florida
That's crazy.
Marlins.
Yeah. Man, yo, this guy got paid. Well, he had a great year, man.
Yeah.
A lot going on.
And yo, on the team, I'm looking at the roster right now. They got Yu Darvish and they got Blake Snell. So Blake Snell, these are two big starting pitchers.
Oh yeah, they just got Snell out of Tampa. They got Darvish. Yeah.
They're making moves. Like they're, I don't know about the rest of their roster right now. I'll see when the ball, they roll out the ball. Right now, they just started spring training today. So I guess the major signings are happening now. Whoever's still out free open. But they got like Hosmer. So they got, I guess they're making moves, man. 2-3 big moves like that. Big players. They're trying to win. They're trying to win. They ain't trying to.
Oh yeah, no, they're going for it now. Yeah. Right.
They have to.
They're trying to build that momentum, right? They're going to utilize what they got, take advantage of what's going on in the offseason, And like you said, they still got Machado there.
Have they are they just playing minor league teams right now, or are they playing actual other teams?
No, spring training is just what they do is called pitchers and catchers. Usually they call them first, and that's when they start, throwing, doing their training. It's kind of like summer, I guess summer workouts for football. You know what I mean? Not all the players are coming back, just the pitchers and catchers for right now. And then I guess whoever's sticking around, whoever's been living in San Diego, working out. But that's usually when they start, their training camp. They're just doing the weight training. They should have been working all season, but like now is when they report to camp. You know what I mean? Report to the field. So
yeah, you want to know like the reason why I asked that, because like my first Marlins game ever wasn't even in Miami; it was in Jacksonville, because they're now the Jumbo Shrimp, but what were the Jacksonville Suns? They still are affiliate. They're a bottom team, minor league team to the Marlins, and they used to come right before spring training. They used to come up and play games. So I actually saw like Jose Fernandez. I was right behind Giancarlo Stanton. And mind you, this is like a little minor league field. So it's I'm like right there. And shout out to the Jumbo Shrimp, because they actually just bumped up to AAA. They were AA for decades, and they actually just moved up to AAA. So they're going to be playing bigger name, bigger cities, and like and now you're going to start probably seeing more like Marlins players, like, because it's so like now AAA.
Yeah. Back in Brooklyn, what's it called? Since we're talking minor leagues, right, literally down the block from my crib in Coney Island, the Brooklyn Cyclones, right there. That's affiliate to the Mets, and you also got like Staten Island Yankees over there. So obviously living right there, you get to go to so many games for dirt cheap tickets. Hook you up, and it was cool because when Jose Reyes went back to the Mets for the second time after like he left the Marlins and everything, and he was like, they dropped him down to the minors, and he played right there, Brooklyn Cyclones. Everyone in town went to see this man. Like you said, small stadium, fully packed. It was crazy.
That's how it was when the Marlins came.
And Jose Reyes came through.
Yeah, that's what it was when the Marlins came. Like you had Christian Yelich, Marcell Ozuna, Stan, and the whole stadium was packed. It was sick seeing Jose Fernandez pitch before he passed. It was pretty dope. And then I think someone hit a homer, and I almost got it. I don't remember who it was. Damn. But man, going to those games were so awesome, because it's like, well, they used to do like Thirsty Thursdays, and they had dollar beers on Thursdays, and people used to go and just get fucked up. And then like as a kid, like I used to, they used to do camping on the baseball grounds. So like people bring out like their tents and shit, and like they did all kinds of cool events. I wonder if they still do it. I haven't been up there in a minute, but they used to do a lot of cool shit.
During COVID right now, but yeah.
Well, yeah, not right now, but I mean like in general.
Yeah, I don't know how it's going to be now. Usually, I mean, those are fun because, you get to see, if you have a good, farming system, you get to see good players before, they become famous, because they come up to the thing, they go single A, triple A, whatever. Yeah. So you get to see them come up. And also, playing at those stadiums, like, you're used to the big stadiums, like, I don't know, Marlins Park or like Dolphin Stadium or something, like where it's a huge big deal because it's like a professional organization. Not to say that they're not professional, but it's a little bit smaller, so it feels like more like college, or it feels more intimate going to a minor league field.
Yeah, so you can smell the clay.
Yeah, you're not sitting on the fourth deck, 400 levels in the nosebleeds, and you can't even see who's batting. Like,
well, you can hear them talk. You can hear them talk. Everything on the field. So it's a lot more intimate, and there are some here in Florida. A lot of the teams, because most of the minor leagues are in Florida or Arizona.
Yeah.
So I've never been to Daytona. When I was playing college baseball, when I was in school, we played our conference championship in Daytona, and I ended up living there for a little bit. And that was like the head for Chicago. It was like one of the Chicago minor league teams. But they're up and down. They're Tampa. New York is in Tampa. That's their minor league system. Florida is in like Jupiter for the Marlins.
Yeah. So was that minor league, or is that the spring training?
Yeah. That's minor league. Oh, spring training. I'm sorry, spring training.
I was gonna say. I think that minor leagues everywhere.
Oh yeah, minor leagues. Minor leagues are more. They're more. Sometimes they're in rural places. They're like in whatever.
Yeah, I know. Like old heads, they used to talk, because apparently A-Rod played in Jacksonville like when he first started. Because I forgot, they used to be affiliate for somebody. I think, who did A-Rod first play for? They used to be.
He was for the Mariners.
I think it was the Mariners. Yeah, and I want to say
he played for the Texas Rangers, and then he went to New York.
Yeah, I think it was A-Rod. I don't remember. I'm positive I want to say it was A-Rod, but people talk about like how people used to see A-Rod and they'll be like, this guy's gonna be the shit one day.
I know, you see when they're like fucking like 19 years old or whatever.
Yeah,
when they're like fucking little kids. So that's going on. Baseball starting. It's usually baseball is usually the sign of spring. The weather hasn't been. It's been raining this week.
There's been tons of free agency stuff. Like I did see like I said, Nolan Arenado left the Rockies to go play for the Cardinals, I believe.
Yeah, I think there's another Real Muto. He used to play for the Marlins. Yeah, I think he had a big contract. Now he signed with Philly. So everybody's reporting now. They'll be reporting the spring training. It's a sign of spring is about to happen. Spring is coming.
Can't wait to go to a live game, man. It's been a while. There's nothing like going to a baseball game. Nice warm day, just relaxing, grabbing a beer. Bro, it's been a minute.
Yeah. Man, it sucks to see because like the Marlins, like about like 5 or 6 years, like I think it was 5 years, they had so many talented players, man.
Yeah.
Like there's so many, and then they all split up. Like JT Realmuto, really you had Stanton, Yelich, Marcell Ozuna. You had solid pitching. You had Jose Fernandez before
Justin Moore was pretty good.
Well, honestly, listen, everything kind of went south when 2017 season, right after that All-Star when we hosted it. We're top 5 ranked in offense that year, but our pitching, and then the previous owner before Jeter, he kind of left us in a hole with all these contracts that we couldn't afford. So contract we had to get rid of. So you had to trade Stan away. They traded Ozuna. Yelich wanted out. He's the one he asked for out.
Changes while they may be significant. One thing stays the same.
Seattle. Like it was a ton of change. That really got rid of the whole team starting from scratch. But they're believing in a 5-year plan right now. And look, hey, the Marlins, they made the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
They made the playoffs, so I mean,
you mentioned the previous owner. So I think Laurie was already thinking about when he was making all these signing his big ass contract, especially with Giancarlo. It was like, I'm gonna sign him now, and I'll make the contract as big as fuck, and I'll worry about it later, because I think in his mind he was like, I'm gonna sell the team soon, because he's like, that's gonna be somebody else's problem. After I sell the team, that's gonna be somebody else's problem to deal with the contract. So when you talk about the fire sale of all these good players leaving, it's like, he signed a bunch of contracts. They didn't really sign smart contracts.
So I mean, they cleared house. They start from scratch. They're gonna believe in the farming system, which I believe they're doing well, man. They got stud Lewis Brinson playing center field out there. He's doing his thing. There's a couple other notable players. I gotta look more into it. Kind of been off it a little bit, but I mean, like the future's looking bright. Hey, man, they made the second round.
They beat
the Cubs, right?
They beat the Cubs.
They beat the Cubs. I mean,
they made it farther. They've made it farther like this past year than they did when they had all those players. Because I think they barely, if not, didn't even make the playoffs, but they should have.
They didn't make the playoffs. Listen, Marlins
with all that talent and didn't make the playoffs, I just remember being like
2 times ever, and those 2 times they won the World Series. So they had the best playoff win percentage up until last year. Now they made 3, but before that they only made it twice ever. So think about that.
But I'm saying, like, even with all that talent, they still never made the playoffs, which just blows my mind.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
You still had Ichiro in there putting some work in.
His old ass.
He wasn't bad those last final years. He did something.
They used to put him in every Sunday game. They'll give him his shine to start. That's when it was. Yeah, he played every Sunday.
That must have been his last. That must have been like the last. Because there was a period of time. I think it was right before I went to college where I was watching like almost every Marlins game, and I remember he was like in the normal rotation.
Yeah, I'm talking like 2017, like recent. 2017.
Oh yeah,
we got the Shaq Ichiro. You know when Shaq went to Cleveland and he went to Boston and then he went to
Shaq Ichiro.
Suns, he went to
the Vince Carter Ichiro.
You got the World Tour. We got the World Tour Ichiro. That's the Ichiro we got.
You got the Carmelo Anthony.
Anyways, so Julie, you want to talk about UFC because it happened this weekend? There was a pretty big matchup. I don't know if you want to break down the fight because I didn't see the whole lineup. I just saw the end fight. So what were your thoughts this weekend on you? Was it 258, 259?
258. Yeah, I actually missed that fight because I had some other stuff come up, but I ended up watching like a recap, and I watched a good chunk of it illegally, but Then I watched the highlights. I pretty much knew what happened.
Feds are watching.
The feds are watching. But basically, what happened was, so Usman pretty much lost the first round. He was getting Gilbert Burns put up some work, and mind you, Gilbert Burns he's no slump. Like this guy, he was legit. He was the number one contender. He earned his way up through. He was a beast. He's a freak of nature. But I mean, Kamaru Usman is just the dude's on another level. I mean, you look at him and he's just like, this guy is like a physical specimen. It's like, how is this even possible? So yeah, he lost the first round. He got rocked. But Gilbert Burns kind of held back a little bit. He should have kept on pushing him, but I guess, I don't know, he was playing it too safe, in my opinion. And then the second round came, and then it was just over. Like, Kamaru Usman just kept on just pushing him and pounding him and just outstriking him. Like, surprisingly, too, because Usman is like a world-class wrestler, and that's usually like his go-to, but he stood up with him. He just kept on rocking him, and then he came to the third round, and he put him on his ass with his right jab, I believe. And he kept, and then Gilbert Burns fell down. He kept on ground and pounding him, and then eventually Herb Dean had to stop the fight. But it was good. It was
didn't they used to be like fighting partners or something?
Yeah, so they were actually teammates. They were teammates. They trained in the same gym for years. Wow. But they just recently, because of the fight, they split up and everything. But this just kind of established that Kamaru Usman is like, he's going to go down as one of the greatest. He's just passed George St. Pierre for the most consecutive welterweight wins. He has a 13-fight win streak in the UFC at welterweight, and he has a 17 win streak in total. He's 18-1 right now. So, I mean, passing 13 straight UFC victories in the welterweight, just passing George St. Pierre, which is one of the greatest. Like, you're putting yourself up there to probably be the best welterweight of all time. And he's cleaned house. I mean, he's beat everybody. He's beat Tyron Woodley. He's beat Colby. Oh my God.
Covington.
Colby Covington. He's beat Jorge Masvidal. Now he's beat Gilbert Burns.
Barely beat.
Well, I don't know if you saw. Did you see at the end he called him out?
Yeah.
He called out Masvidal
on Twitter because they were like, "Oh, I'm ready," and he's like, "Oh, you're ready, but I'm hungry" or some shit. I don't know. He said some shit on Twitter. But yeah, I think I was most disappointed in this fight.
Did you see him speak though? Like, did you see him?
I didn't see the speech.
Yo, he like
called off, man.
No, he called him out. He was like, because, and that takes some shit, dude. Because think about it, he has no place to call anybody out because it's like he doesn't need to. He's the champ. Yeah. He's beaten everybody, and then he calls out a guy that he beat, and I was like, damn, who calls out somebody that you beat already and you're the champ? Usually it's some like up and coming guy calling somebody out.
Yeah. Step on somebody while they're down already. It's like,
but yeah, because like, apparently Jorge Masvidal is talking shit because, I only had like a week to prepare for this fight and so on. And then Usman was like, no, fuck that. Let's fight again. Like, I'm not going to sit here and let you come up with excuses. It's like the only reason why you took that fight was a cop out. So if you lost, you couldn't talk shit. Like, cause
he did.
He's like, he did him a favor.
He was like, he needed to find a match for him because Masvidal did a favor for him. Like, if he didn't fight, if he had an opponent fight, he doesn't get paid.
Masvidal was talking about the only reason why I lost is because I didn't have a full training camp. And so Usman was true. Get a full training camp. That's facts. But let's be real. Like, Masvidal has been training that whole time. He wasn't maybe 100% sure that he was going to be fighting, but you don't just take a fight last minute without he was training for the possibility of something happening. And that's what Usman was saying, which I agree with. All those fighters, they always have backup fighters. They're always like ready. They always got a guy ready, especially during the COVID situation. And so like, I just thought, I was like, damn, respect. Like, I like that he called somebody out, even though he didn't need to because he's a champ and he already beat him. He's like, nah, take a whole fucking full training camp. I'll still beat your ass. And
which is good because you know what? That last fight, all Usman did was stomp on his feet and fucking use his shoulders to punch him in the face. It was a stomping match, and it was the most boring fight ever. So yeah, you beat Masvidal on 6 days, and you're stomping his feet, and like, there was a boring fight. It was boring. So now that we see Usman can stand up and punch, why don't you stand up and punch with a stand-up fighter, which is fucking Masvidal.
I mean, I like Masvidal, but like I think stylistically, I don't think he can handle Usman. Usman's too big because Masvidal fought at 155. There's no way in hell Kamaru Usman can even get down to 155. He probably struggles getting to 175. Like the dude's a tank. Like there's like, I think stylistically, like I think he's calling out Masvidal because obviously that's a bigger ticket fight. So I was looking into and I was watching some people talk about this, and Daniel Cormier was talking about this, that they might be thinking that his next fight is either going to be him and Covington 2 or him and Masvidal 2. So, I mean, I think he wants Masvidal. Obviously, that's going to be that's going to sell the most, but yeah.
So what do you think? Because they were talking about Masvidal, obviously his last fight, he lost on 6 days, whatever. And there's Masvidal, I think for a little while, I don't know if I think I remember hearing him saying he wanted to concede, he wanted to fight somebody else to get back to the top. He felt like he needed another fight to earn his way back up. But what do you think? I don't know. More the opponents that are out there for Usman. Obviously, Usman is hungry for Masvidal, but is there any other fight that makes sense? Like you said, Covington or Masvidal, or is there somebody else? Or is it just them two? I don't know.
I think the fight that makes the most sense is probably Covington, because Covington he's been busting his ass and he's been winning some fights, and he seems like he's earned another title shot. I mean, the only other person he could face is the number 5 guy, which I think he hasn't fought against. I can't think. Let me look up the rankings. But yeah, I mean, to me, I think the Covington fight makes the most sense.
Did you hear what happened to his foot? So he has to go on a medical suspension for a couple of months. Usman's foot, it's messed up. Yeah.
Well, I mean, also against that Masvidal fight, he had a broken nose coming into that fight.
Yeah, he faces potential 6-month term for right foot.
Yeah, sometimes they from training, they come in with micro fractures and shit. They come up a little banged up from training, and they just have to suck it up because you signed up for the fight, you want to get paid.
Yeah, so Covington. Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Tell me about the schedule that
I was gonna say. So Covington just bumped up to number 1. Burns went down to 2. Leon Edwards, that's another guy he beat. So he could face Stephen Thompson. I believe he hasn't fought him yet, but I don't think he's gonna get a shot. And then obviously he took the belt from Tyron Woodley. Because Tyron Woodley, man, he has just fell off hard. Because I think he just lost to Covington, I believe. Yes, he did. Yeah, he just lost to Covington. Yeah, he's on a 3-fight. Well, he lost to Usman, then he lost to Burns, and now he just lost to Covington. Fucking Tyrod Woodley's just dropping down, dude. I remember him coming in and just being a fucking monster, because him and Usman are the same, where they're just fucking tanks, dude. 5% body fat, just fucking yoked out of their mind. But
so I'm looking now at the schedule. The next UFC 259 is going to be March 6th. And the 2 fights that we kind of talked about before was Adesanya and Blachowicz, the main event. And then the co-main event is Amanda Nunes, Megan Anderson. So I think those are two premier fights to look out for in the next one. I mean, there's some other UFC fight nights that are coming up.
Honestly, this fight night right here, Curtis Blades and Lewis, that's not a bad fight.
Yeah, Lewis is funny as fuck, bro. He's one of the funniest motherfuckers on the mic. He just says some wild shit when he's in there.
Yeah,
I don't want to see him talk. when he wins or loses, I just want to hear him talk.
Yeah,
Gabe, so under this Usman article, there's 2 comments on there, and so it's about his fracture or whatever's going on with his foot. Yeah. And somebody wrote, "It be all that damn foot stomping."
For real. That's all he does, man. It's just so boring. And that's the thing with him going against Masvidal. So hopefully it's Covington, but that's the thing. Masvidal is not a great wrestler, and Usman went to college. He was a college wrestler, so his strength is on the ground or grappling up. While
and he's just got a size. Fighter.
So if we get to that fight, which I think we will after this Covington fight, if once they schedule it, whatever, that's going to be the thing to see. Is Usman going to stand up? If he's going to want to stand up or go to his strength, which is on the ground. So. But we'll see what they schedule. I'm sure we'll see Masvidal again I don't know by the end of this year. We'll see. I don't know,
he's fighting again, probably in the summer if I had to guess. I'm also super pumped for the pay-per-view 260, Stipe and Francis Ngannou. Like that's gonna be one hell of a fight. I'm so down for that one. Oh man.
Yeah, so this is gonna be happening. I guess the next UFC is in March 6th. That one's March 27th. So next month is gonna be action packed with UFC.
Oh, so this weekend is Curtis Blades and Derek Lewis.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll see. I'll see the post game. Like I said, I think Lewis is he's a funny dude, man. If you see he'd be saying some wild shit.
Yeah, I think he was talking about, he was he was the one that's like, man, my balls is hot or something.
Yeah.
He was like in the post fight interview, and he was like, man, my balls is hot. Like,
that's really asked him, he's like, oh, what are you gonna do now? He's like, I'm gonna go home and have sex with my wife or some shit. Some shit like that.
He's the
I'm
underdog.
I'm gonna eat a bucket of chicken and have sex with my wife. Or he said some shit like that, like some wild shit. Be like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I love guys like that. That's just so fucking funny. Like it adds so much to it. Like, he's the underdog in that fight. Yeah, actually,
he's kind of slow. He's kind of slow.
Yeah.
He's strong as fuck. He's a big ass dude. Don't get me wrong,
and Curtis Blades has been on fire. He's been on fire.
We'll see. So that's it for UFC talk. We can talk a little bit.
Hold on, Gabe. Yo, how's your Heat doing, dog? We haven't spoke about this in a little bit.
Oh man, listen, man. I'm glad you brought it up because I have the standings right here.
Standings. He got it up already.
Because I'm worried. Honestly, I'm worried. As a Heat fan, I'm worried because. At the beginning of the year, like I said, we've been talking about the Heat. They haven't been able to play together for like a few months. It would be like Butler was out. Butler had COVID-19. Goran was out. He was injured. So we never had a consistent lineup. So it just happened a couple weeks ago. They started getting more consistent where they had a full strength team. But they haven't been able to play wins. Like if I pull up the standings right now, they're in 11th place. 11th, or I'm sorry, 10th, and they're not beating good teams. They're 1-10 against teams above 500, 10-6 against teams below.
5-5 in their last 10 games right now, so pretty much even. They didn't really move up or down.
So not only did you get a late start, a late jump, and they were like almost 500. The Heat's record was almost 500. You get a late start to getting a full squad, and now you have a full squad, and you can't beat good teams. So. The rhetoric, all the Heat haters, what the rhetoric I'm hearing here on Heat Island is, last year was a mistake. They were shooting good just because the bubble, the bubble protected them. The bubble made them perform better. They can't perform, yada, 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 yada.
I don't think the bubble makes any difference, personally.
I mean, it depends, right? So it could have obviously benefited some teams from it. It is a dramatic, drastic change. And then it could hurt a lot of other teams that you'd expect to perform well. But we all know, we already discussed this in the bubble. Yeah. You know what I mean? The team's routines change, their diets change.
But that's everybody, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody played in the same building. So
and then you either benefit from it or you don't. You know what I mean? So I guess the Heat is definitely one of the teams that kind of benefit from it. And their chemistry was on point, going in the bubble last season.
It can't get more neutral than playing in a city you're not in with no fans. Like, that's neutral for everybody. That's equal. That's the most equal, I guess, playing field for everybody. Yeah. So
I mean, look at they're actually not behind that much, right? So they're
11 and 16.
Yeah. Bro, they're only like 3 or 4 games back.
Yeah. The Knicks are 13-5.
But that's not acceptable, though. I mean, you're coming off the reigning Eastern Conference champion, and you should not be 11. You should not be 11 and 16. Like, that's just.
And here's the thing. So okay, I'm worried about them getting to the fucking playoffs, just making the AT. But mind you, if you get into the AT, guess who you're playing in the first fucking round?
Yeah. You're gonna play either the Sixers or the Nets or the Bucks.
Yeah, it's not gonna be the Nets. The Nets or the Bucks. I think the Sixers are gonna drop. But we'll see.
I think the Sixers will too. They always drop. Gabe, something's on with your camera.
My camera?
All right, you're back. All right.
It was like green.
Yeah, it was like green for a second.
Oh, my shit didn't change. But so yeah, you're gonna play a top team. So even if you can barely make it into the playoffs to an 8 seed, you're gonna play one of the 3 best teams in the fucking East Conference. So, like, I'm worried, man. Like, not to say that all is lost. It's just like at some point you gotta win. You gotta be good teams. Yeah. There was a thing last year. I remember when they went think they went like 10-31 the first half of the season, then they went 31-10 the last half. It's like you can't lose. They would lose to like stupid teams like the Orlando Magic. They would go to Magic and lose stupid games.
Wouldn't you rather have them start off slow and then kind of build up right before the playoffs? Because again, like, you have teams that start off strong and then they slowly tank towards the end of the season for whatever reasons.
Yeah, but this is still not a full season, so like you're playing shorter games. Just like last year, I think last year they played 60. This year they're playing like 70 something, 72 or something.
I think they're only missing 10 games.
Right? Like even though they made it to the Eastern Conference,
it's 82 games, right?
Finals, last year they weren't like a top 5 team in the league, though. In the playoffs they fought their way there. You know what I mean? They even got through the Bucks. So
they were a good team, though. They were good going in the regular season, though, because I remember specifically, I think mid-season they put up one hell of a fight against the Lakers and just barely lost. They put up good games against some really hard competition in the before they had to shut the season short and the lockdowns and everything. They were playing pretty well.
So. I worry about just getting to the playoffs because, like, I don't care about the regular season pretty much. Like I said, until it gets around that time, it was like near the second half of the season, usually after the All-Star break. When you get in the playoffs, everybody's 0-0. We saw last year, they swept the Pacers. Gentlemen sweep Milwaukee. You go 6 games with the Celtics. You play the Lakers and beat them in 2 games.
Well, they got 2 wins. Yeah.
So, and now you come off a short break. You're in a short break because you were in the playoffs and they're trying to start the regular season on a regular time. You have a shorter break, and once you start, injuries, COVID-19. You mean? So it's been all in shambles since then. So I'm worried. I'm not. They're getting to a point where it's like, y'all gotta start being 1-10 that's not championship. Basketball. You know what I mean? Instead of talking about making it back to the finals, I'm talking about, are you gonna make it to that fucking 7-8 seed? You know what I mean? Are you gonna make it to 7-8?
Yeah, they're not making it back to the finals. There's no way.
The East got better. The Knicks are better this year. The second tier teams. The Knicks got better this year. Toronto's still around, so.
The Knicks, JoJo, your Knicks, man, 14-15.
Not my Knicks, the Knicks. I'm impressed actually. 14-15. It's funny, though. Every New York fan right now, I swear to God, they're too scared to celebrate right now because they know, like, they've been let down
so much.
Season. You can't even get your hopes up because then your dreams is break. So they're chilling right now. They're like, all right, they're kind of not paying attention. Like, all right, we know what, the 5th seed, the 6th seed?
So, 6th seed.
They're just trying to enjoy this, this little.
The Hornets are 13-15.
Victory.
The Hornets.
I think they're
talking about bro.
The Pacers. The Pacers are still 14-14, even though the what's his name left.
Bro, quietly up there still in playoff contention. It's insane. You don't hear about them in the media at all, and they're still up there. So these are
I thought for sure they were going to fall off.
Bro, and the Hawks trying to make a run for it too this season. Believe it or not, they're gonna try to make it, bro.
Suck.
They're right there, right next to the Heat, bro. Same record.
So last year,
bro, the Jazz. What the fuck?
I'm not worried about the West. I don't worry about the West Coast.
No, I'm just looking at the schedule now, and I'm like, damn, like the Spurs. I mean, the Suns are finally like stepping up. Like,
so last year the Heat. I think the Heat made it. The Heat made it to. I think they were a 5 seed last year, and they made it. Obviously to the conference finals, but this year is not looking too well.
Yeah, they were hot in the playoffs. Yeah. Like they were hot, especially. Yeah.
So we'll see, man. I'm not continue to watch games. I'm continue to root for them. It was kind of, they kind of lost out in free agency. Like they didn't really add anything, so we're just rolling out the ball with the same people because we weren't able to add anybody. Giannis signed, Westbrook.
Yeah. I mean, we can talk about.
But the thing is, though, the team's not bad. Like there's players on there. There's just no excuse they should be 11-16.
We've seen them play well, but they're not playing well. They've done it before. But they're not executing right now.
I haven't really watched any games. Like, I mean, is like Hero and Duncan Robinson are like they fell off a little bit or like
not that
they
fell off.
They gotta do, but they're not really like the carriers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're kind of role players. They like Duncan Robinson, he has his job. He's gonna go in, knock down a couple threes, get him an early lead, an energy burst, or try to hit some clutch shots towards the end. That's really pretty much his role. And, you know, he's not there like to really carry the team, let's say like Butler or, you know, Bam or, you know.
No, yeah, I understand. I'm just wondering, like, I mean, obviously this is a team where you need the whole cast to like put together.
What I'm saying is, you asked about like Robinson, has he fell off or anything? No, he's still doing what he's doing, but it's not really making an effect.
Yeah, he was never really
he's not like he's not dropping 30 to make a game changer.
Well, I guess
like 12, 15.
I guess who I was really talking about was like Hero, because I know they're expecting him to be like a true like number 2 coming into the season.
Hero, that's a little different, because
they wanted him to come into the season and be like one of the guys, like and really kind of take the team into his own.
He was getting up a lot of turnovers, a lot of bumbles. Like I think they're playing him at the number 1, so he was bringing up the ball.
Yo, Gabe,
really, he's like a spot up shooter.
Yeah, I would say they have him playing point. Like
he tried to sneak in a practice free throw, and then they ended up missing both free throws. Did you see that, bro?
It's been rough, man. It's been rough.
Threw the ball, and he threw up the shot, thinking he get a practice one in, and they counted as a miss. And he was like, "Oh," and then he missed the other one. I was like, "Damn, that's how the season's looking for the Heat right now."
And I think one of the biggest 2 deficits that we lost is I think Jay Crowder, man. He was so pivotal. You know what I mean? As far as a second scorer, somebody could shoot the 3. Who was a good facilitator. He signed. I think he went out west somewhere.
He's on Phoenix. He's in Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix.
Yeah, he played last night.
That was. I think that was a huge loss to them. I mean, we picked up Precious. Precious is a young guy, and he's been playing pretty well. But overall, they're not just. They're not getting these W's. So I don't know, man. The future not so bright.
They need to put out your boy Haslam. They need to put out your boy Haslam. See what he got. See what he got left in the tank.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you can put a rolling chair, a wheelchair out there.
A walker, put some tennis balls.
Listen, man, the first step right now is for you guys to get over 500. Then focus on getting inside that AFC and then just move on forward from there. But right now, under 500, that's got to be the first goal, man. Get over that 500.
Well, speaking of the other Florida team, the Panthers are looking really good this year. So
we're bringing it back, baby.
We talked 10-2-2, I believe.
Yeah. They just won. I think
they just beat. Yeah, they just beat the Hurricanes.
They went down. And the Hurricanes are not very good. I think the Carolina Hurricanes, they're not very good, and they went down 0-2 early. But they what's his name? Hubie. They call him Hubie. Came back with 2 goals. I think one of their rookies scored a goal. So right now the Panthers are playing hot.
Yeah, the first place in the Central.
Yeah, it's so weird. You know what? Yo, do you know in hockey their divisions are like sponsored? So like the division that the Panthers are in is like the Discover MasterCard division.
Oh yes, yes, I've heard of that. Which they actually started doing that. I believe, or maybe was it always like that? I want to say I'm not 100%, but I think they started doing this because of the COVID and not having fans and stuff. Which, you know what, man, I'm all for. Fucking sell those spots. What the hell do you need? Like why do you need those? Like, yeah, I mean, make your money where you can. Like at this point, if they're not allowing fans, so like, yeah, fucking sponsor this, sponsor that. Why not sponsor everything? Yeah. But they're
like the AFC East, 10-2-2. The South. I have to say the MasterCard division. I was like, weird. It's just a little strange idea to me. But,
I don't think it's called the MasterCard. It'd just be like that, like whatever it is, and then Central. Yeah, the Central. It's still the Central, which I don't understand how they're Central, but.
But we kind of seen that shift in basketball, how they started putting sponsorships on like
the
soccer
jerseys.
Putting sponsorship on the jersey, and I heard plans that like the MLB plans on doing shit like that too. Where
you guys think of that overall? Because in the beginning I was kind of against it for the NBA.
I don't know why the Lakers, they have so much, like, why do they have fucking wish.com? That's such a cheap ass Chinese website. Like, why do they have that as a sponsorship?
That's the company who pays for it. They outbid the other companies. They bid for that spot on the jersey.
I know, but it's just like, I guess do you know what wish.com is?
Is it like a eBay or some shit? I don't know.
It's like, imagine like a super, super shitty, like knockoff, like Amazon. And everything on there super shitty, like cheap. Yeah. And like, it takes like 2 months for it to get to you. And it's just like, I'm surprised people even still use it. It's just like a place you can get like headphones or whatever, but it's for like $2.
Yeah, I've seen people complain like they like show a picture of what they order like a baby Yoda or something, and then it came out. It looked like a fucking like a tea or something. It looked like some weird.
It'll be something completely off.
Yeah.
Or like I know people that like they bought like computer parts on there, and then they pull it up on their like their computer, and it'll like where you look at the name of the parts, and it'll be like a fake card, like it'll say like fake or like do not use or whatever.
What you wanted and then what you got.
It's they call it fucking wish because you wish you had this shit. But
you wish you had the right shit. Yeah, but yo, you see,
but I'm like, how do you like? How did the Lakers like assign the like that brand with like the? I get that they're paying the most, but I mean, obviously you got to put your brand ahead of. Like I don't know. I thought it was funny when I saw that. I was like, wish, like, dude, that.
I really don't think they care. Honestly, they're like highest bidder. Let's go. They don't care about the company, man.
I don't know how that company makes money, dude. Who the hell
now you understand why it's problematic when LeBron James comes out and says, you know, some shit about China because they're like, yo, y'all fucking up this money. Adam Silver's like, y'all fucking up this money talking about China. China's paying the fucking NBA. We got a league over there. We got fucking Wish.com over here. Talk shit about China.
We got fucking Wish.com.
You fucking up the bag, my guy. So, but I heard of plans like that too for MLB where like they're gonna sell like second base. It'll be like, Pizza Hut second base. All
right, that's ridiculous. That makes no sense.
They're gonna sell like the mound I have. Here we go, stepping onto the I don't know. Good.
I will say, I don't think football would ever do that. I don't think they'd ever do.
They kind of do it already, man.
On the jerseys, I don't think they'd ever put anything
on the field. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
Where on the field?
Like everywhere.
Well, the thing is with the NFL, like they do like big partnerships. Teams don't have individual sponsorship except for like local stuff throughout the stadium. But that's it. Like, I mean, NFL has like the whole Microsoft thing, so like they're always on the Surface tablets on this like sideline. But I don't think they'd ever. I mean, they're not hurting for money either. I mean, they're just getting more and more profitable.
Well, you know, they sell everything. So the way it goes is they sell the rights to show the game, right? The NFL, and then
that's where the money is the fucking.
They sell the rights to
to
put it on TV, to put it on Fox, or put it on ESPN, and put it on. And then ESPN, since they're the TV, you know, NFL is the product, right? It's the game. But then to put it on TV, that's a separate thing. So ESPN will put their advertisement, they'll put their commercials on the shit, they'll put their advertisement, whatever, or Fox, or you know. I don't know, ABC, CBS, whatever, all these TV networks. So they get their money from giving the rights away. It's like, oh, we have a game to play. Do y'all want to put it on TV? And then, you know, they put the bids.
It's like, they make billions off of CBS, Fox, and ESPN. But speaking of all that, like, I don't know if you saw, but the NHL is like, their rights are about to be done with NBC. And they're actually talking about ESPN picking it up, which I think would be big for the NHL.
Oh, that would be dope.
Because ESPN, I think being with NBC really hurt them because NBC they've announced that they're going to be shutting down NBCSN, NBC Sports Network.
Yeah.
Honestly, they're going to be shutting it down. They're putting more of their efforts towards the whole Peacock thing and all that.
That's a bigger platform for sure if they're going with ESPN, man.
Yeah, well, and then and it's not even just being on ESPN too. I mean, you're seeing it with the UFC. Like now that if you join ESPN, you're setting yourself up to be talked about more on ESPN. Because think about it, hockey's not really talked about that much unless you're talking about the playoffs and like the championships.
One guy, the most interesting man in the world, lookalike. He's always talking.
Oh, hockey. Barry Melrose.
Yeah,
that guy's a legend.
Other than that, no one else really talks hockey.
Yeah, so like I think it would be huge for them because then they'll start playing games on like ESPN Plus, which I'd be down for because I have ESPN Plus. And I think because, I mean, like I said, you're seeing it with the UFC. The UFC, like they briefly talked about it, not much when it was on Fox. But then since they left Fox and came to ESPN, I mean, now you have to have ESPN to like even watch the pay-per-views. They talk about it over every fight. All the prelims are on it. I think you're setting yourself up for more. And I think it'd be smart for the NHL to do it because, I mean, obviously being a part of NBC was the worst of all the sports networks, honestly. I actually like CBS a lot. I like a lot of their stuff that they do.
Well, speaking of, you know, we're talking about corporations and, you know, the different sports leagues and the bags, you know, over this weekend, talking about UFC, right? Because ESPN bought the rights to UFC. So if you want to watch the UFC, all the pay-per-views, you have to have ESPN Plus, right, to stream it. Over this weekend, there was a controversy with Dana White and Ariel Helwani, right?
They're always beefing, dude. They're always...
yeah. But here's the thing. Now they're technically partners because there's controversy obviously this weekend. Gina Carano got booted from Disney from Mandalorian or signing whatever because of some shit she did on social media. Disney, the parent company. Did you hear about this? You heard about this?
No, I'm hearing about this now.
So she said some shit, some spicy shit, and Disney's like, nah, we're not doing that. We the mouse. We don't do no spicy shit about
the mouse.
So Disney cut her from Mandalorian. You watch Mandalorian. We talk about Mandalorian.
Yeah.
So Disney cut her. So then UFC this past weekend went on, and obviously Gina Carano is a former MMA fighter. She's not currently in there, but she used to be. She was one of the premier lady fighters. And Dana White was asked about it, and just on the offshoot, Dana White doesn't like Ariel Helwani, and he just comments on Ariel Helwani, who's like one of the premier journalists, writers.
He's like the head guys.
One of the best
for MMA.
spokespersons. We talk about Barry Myrtles for the NHL. Ariel Helwani's
he's like the lead journalist for ESPN MMA.
Yeah, for UFC. So when you think UFC journalism, people who talk about sports, gas bags, Ariel Helwani is one of them. He's really good because he likes the sport and he knows all the fighters. He can talk about it just like Joe Rogan talks about it. He can talk on that level. So he says some spicy shit. Him and Dana doesn't like him, and he says some spicy shit about Ariel Helwani, called him a douche or whatever.
Yeah, dude, they beef. I'm telling you, like they beef all the time. Like they've been doing this for years, and it's like the funniest shit.
And this is all over the Gina Carano getting fired from Disney. Which here we go. So ESPN is under the Disney umbrella. Yeah. And here is ESPN partnering with UFC, and the UFC commissioner, or the face of the UFC, the main guy who makes all the fights or whatever, is talking shit about one of the employees of ESPN, but y'all are technically partners. So talk about fucking the bag. I don't know. That was just something I want to bring up because that would happen over the weekend.
Dana White's the ultimate, I don't give a fuck what anybody says type of person, because Dana White's going to do it. And I respect Dana White because of that. Like, he just genuinely doesn't care. He's going to do what he wants to do because this is his business. It's his baby. He brought it to what it is. And he's part of the reason why we see so many great fights. Like, but
it was something, I don't know. To me, Dana White's kind of a bully. Like, I watch the sport anyways because it's entertainment. It's fun to watch. Like, I'm a casual fighter, so I'm not like watching every fight. I don't know everybody's. I watch the big fights. Like I said, I watch the big names. Their Masvidals.
I don't.
Bones Jones. I watch the big fighters, but I'm not. Overall UFC, I'm just more of a casual fan than whatever. But I don't know. Dana White. He's a bully to me. Like, he's just like a
like Julian said, man, that's his product. He worked hard for it.
He can do whatever. Like, it don't matter because he's just he's not gonna be making money.
And the one thing I like about Dana White is he makes shit happen. Like, he's like, you think about when you ever see like presidents of companies or stuff, like how long it takes. Like, I just like how like proactive and just like he just makes shit happen. Actually, did you see the stuff with Dana White and like Eminem? Like, they did like a little thing on like ESPN because Eminem came out with a song about like UFC fighters, and it was like a joke thing, but they're like talking shit to one each other like on ESPN or something like that. You got to look it up. It was pretty funny.
Or is it just like a skit? Like, I don't know.
I think it was a skit. It wasn't legit. It was just like a skit. I think they're promoting Eminem's new song or something like that. But they made it out to be like this like fake beef between Eminem and like Dana White. It was pretty funny. But how long was it? I literally saw this on YouTube like last week. I was on YouTube and they showed like Dana White and Eminem, and I was like, what the fuck? And I looked it up, I watch it, and it's just like, it's like some anchor at ESPN. I don't know, there's like countless people there. Yeah. And then it was just talking to Dana White, and then I had Eminem on once here, Dana White here, and then this guy here. Okay. And it was just like they're talking shit. It was pretty funny. I can't remember exactly what happened, but it was just like Eminem was like talking shit to Dana White.
I know ESPN, they do those commercials where they're like, they're like, because they have all these sports, right? They have UFC, they have baseball and whatever, Super Bowl.
I don't think they have baseball.
But in general, they are sports rights, so they stream a lot of games. So they buy the rights to these games and they play.
They got like NCAA on lock. Like, you can't watch those bitches anywhere.
College game day. But
play games.
Yeah, you know how they do those commercials where they like bring a celebrity in. So it's like I've seen one with Judge with what's his name? The Judge guy from New York.
Yeah,
Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge. I said Joe. I said Joe Judge.
Yeah, bro. He's like in the Bristol camp. He's just like pushing a cart and like giving mail to all the ESPN anchors or whatever. Or they have like the mascots come in and they're doing some skit, whatever. You know, so they do commercials like that with.
They're known for that. Yeah, they're known for their funny skit commercials with where everyone, like popular players. You know, like they have some with like I don't know anyone, bro.
Or somebody's running. I remember I think was it Marshawn Lynch or there was like a running back running. Trying to send papers across the building. They're like, "Oh, hey, give this all to the director." You know what I mean? Shit like that.
Speaking of Marshawn Lynch, did you guys see anything about that fan craze football?
Yeah, I did see that.
And like Johnny Manziel playing and shit like that. Dude, that was crazy. That was wild.
Yeah, Shannon Sharp was going ham on this man, Johnny Manziel, of him playing in that league.
It's whatever.
Oh, he was playing? Like, I didn't realize.
I saw that, but I'm like, why is this man getting like? You can tell they just needed something to talk about. I'm like, why is he getting so heated? Like,
I mean, my honest opinion,
joking around.
Like, I really think, hey man, look, right? So he made it a joke being in a league. He wanted to party. He wanted to do this, right? He tried to play for that other league, right? What's under the NFL? The
Canadian.
No, he was going to play. I think he was going to play for the XFL, but then he opted out of doing that, and then he started working on this fan craze football thing.
It's kind of funny. There's different rules and everything. There's one, I think, if you score a touchdown, the extra point is like a one-on-one coverage, and you got to throw the ball.
Yeah. So there's no kicking. There's no kicking. It's solely like it was actually pretty cool to watch. So apparently, like, you watch it on Twitch, and then on Twitch I think there was polls and you can pick the play. Like, I guess you have like a selection of plays. I didn't watch it live, so I'm not entirely sure how it works. But yeah, you like pick the plays, and I guess whatever play gets picked the most, then they'll run that.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like arena football, but you don't have the walls. You actually have an out of bounds, and there's no field goal post. And you have instead of extra points, like a 1-on-1, which is actually really dope. I actually like that.
And the field is a little bit shorter, so it's not a full 100 yard. I don't think it's a full 100 yard.
But they got beast mode on there commentating, and man, he's so fucking funny. Yo, Marshawn Lynch is hilarious. That guy is
you see this man in those Subway commercials?
Like, he's like rolling in the fucking tire.
Yo,
bro, follow his Twitter. You want a good Twitter? Follow Marshawn Lynch's Twitter.
It's funny, for someone who hated being interviewed and being in the spotlight, like look at him now, like to see after
commentating and like
he's a charming dude, man. He's charming. He's funny as fuck.
Yeah, so. we all knew that, right? And it's not like what the media speculated him to be because he didn't want to talk to them. Like again, like players have their views on that. Obviously,
I think he did it for show.
But
I don't think so. I think he's real as fuck. Like he's a down to earth dude. Like he's gonna talk how he talks. Like he's not gonna, you know. I don't think he's fake as all.
I get well, not fake, but I guess like seeing how he is now. I guess looking back at that, it seemed like it was kind of like a joke. Like he was doing it as like a joke,
like a performance. Like he's performing.
Yeah, and I feel like he was doing it to be funny. Like now, seeing all the stuff that he does now, maybe he was serious and maybe he changed. But like, I guess the way I'm looking at it now, it was almost like he took it as like a joke. Like by not saying anything, he was trying to be funny. Like he's like, nah, okay, yeah, yeah. And that shit was funny. I remember watching those interviews, just dying.
I'm here, so
I don't get fired. He's a funny man. He has funny quotes. He's like, take care of your bread, take care of your chicken, take care of your mental.
Bro, all right. So I was on Twitter, and this guy, he put up a post. I had no idea what the fuck he was saying, but it was the funniest shit. Let me see if I can find it. It was so fucking hilarious.
Man, I have a HBO Max, and I watch Westworld. He was on Westworld. He was like acting.
Oh, really?
In Westworld season 3. Yeah, he's like one of the side characters in there. But he's in like 5-6 episodes.
All right, bro. Tell me what this means. He's like, Tom Brady from the town now. No more of that Bay shit. Me, the black delegation, draft TB12 to Oakland, California. Welcome home, Tom. Yeah. Yes, Lord. 10-piece chicken McNugget with the sauce. Like, no, 10-piece chicken nugget with 10-piece chicken. 10-piece chicken McNugget with all the sauce.
Bro, he's a national treasure, bro. Protect him at all costs.
He said Tom Brady's invited to the cookout. That's what he said.
That's what he said.
I know. I read that shit. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, what the fuck?
He's a funny dude.
Like, dying, bro.
I love Marshawn.
Bro, imagine
would have been on the Dolphins.
Imagine him and Snoop Dogg commentating together. Like, holy shit. That'd be hilarious.
It would be good. He curses a lot. I don't know if people want to put him on there, but he's funny as fuck. He would be entertaining as hell to listen to.
Bro, speaking of cussing on TV, did you see Bruce Arians after the they did like a he was like they had like a little stage and it was like he gave like a speech to like the team. It was only it was in Tampa. It was like after the boat parade and everything. Dude is shit faced. I mean, absolutely plastered. And he gets up on that stage. And, like, mind you, local, like, Tampa television is, like, recording it. And he's up there on a beer. And he has, like, a fucking Bud Light in his hand while he has the microphone. And he's just, like, it was the most, like, genuine, like, just most, like, heartfelt, just, like, talking about. He was just so pumped. And he's just, like, cussing the whole time. And the TV has to get away from it. And then it goes back to the anchor and is like, oh, that was a lot of cussing. Looks like things are starting to calm down in Tampa Bay. Oh, looks like he's off the mic. Let's go to looks like the general manager was come in and he has less of a potty mouth. So let's go in there. And and then like within like 30 seconds, he's like doing this whole thing. And then the GM's like, and we're going to come back and we're going to do it all fucking over again next year. And then they immediately cut it off again. I was just dying. You got to look it up. Just look up Bruce Arians parade. Like not press. It wasn't even a press conference. He was just like on stage. It was like after the.
Oh, on the stage. Okay.
Like Bruce Arians' speech during Super Bowl celebration, like some shit like that, and just look for the one where he has a Bud Light in his hand. It's the funniest shit.
How cool is it? They did their parade on boats in the water. That's fire.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's fire, bro.
But that could also be dangerous too, because you never know, the state of
okay. Yeah, but yo, that's fire, bro.
Then Tom Brady threw the trophy.
Fire.
Tom Brady.
Yeah, because Tampa's known for they have Gasparilla as their major thing, because Tampa, I guess was like a pirate port, or they call it Cigar City, but I think it was like a back in the day, like in the fucking 1800s or 1600s. Yeah. It was like a pirate.
That's why they're called the Buccaneers.
Yeah, but Gasparilla is like a pirate theme thing.
Yeah. You ever been? I haven't been.
It's like Mardi Gras. It's like Mardi Gras.
Yeah. Oh, actually, Mardi Gras is going on right now. But yeah, it's kind of like a Mardi Gras. I've never been. I always got invited by some of my, some brothers who live in Tampa. But I've never. I would like to go. No, I'm not gonna go this year.
Yeah.
I'm not going till I get fucking vaccinated. But I'll keep it in my bucket list.
Bucket list to go up there. Yeah, that's dope, man. That's dope. Even LeBron tweeted, he's like, man, I wish we had a parade like this. I would have been out there like Tom, too.
People were still out there, yo. They were still wilding out there.
They went... and then you hear like all the interviews from the players. They're like going out to the strip clubs after and like just getting.
Bro, I'm talking about the people because they did the championship in the bubble. I'm talking about the people. The people were like fucking like doing. There were cars doing fucking what do you call the
people didn't give a fuck. Donuts.
Spinning out in
donuts.
Like the center. Man, they're doing donuts all over the place. People are out there. They went to the stadium. They're like, do not come to the stadium. Everybody went to the fucking stadium. That shit was amazing.
After the parade.
Nobody gave a fuck. I mean, you know what though? Any team that doesn't need a parade is the fucking Lakers. Like you guys won plenty, and you don't need a fucking parade. Like you want, it's not a big deal. Like if the Jags, if they cancel the Jags parade, I would lose my fucking shit. Like I would lose my shit. Like, but speaking of football, the only real news that came out this week from the NFL is J.J. Watt has officially been cut and released by the Houston Texans. And he put out a video on Twitter. He basically announced it himself, saying that he loved the city of Houston. It's like his second home. He's met his wife there and everything. But he's moving on to bigger and better things. So what do y'all think?
He was still on the contract, right? Because he had to get released.
Yeah, he was cap casualty. It was going to cost him too much. And he wasn't. He's old. He's not who he was 5 years ago. I felt like JJ Watt has kind of died off for the past like 3-4 years, honestly. But those first 6 years was dominant. JJ Swat. That guy was dominant. But like these past couple years, he's never scared me, especially even being a Jaguar fan, facing him 2 times a year. This past couple years hasn't scared me at all.
Julian, what was his knee injury that he had? Did he tear like an ACL or something, or the one he recently recovered from? Like when he was out, like it was like a year ago, 2 years ago.
I don't remember. I know he's always had an elbow
knee,
thing.
A shoulder, elbow. Yeah, the elbow. He wears the brace.
Yeah, I know he had the elbow thing like his second year, and he's wore that brace ever since. But I don't. I think you're right. I think he was injured though. I'm not 100%, but I think
he's been banged up for the past couple of years at least.
But I knew he was done. He was going to be he was going to cost too much. He didn't live. He's not going to be worth his contract. And he even openly said, "I'm not sticking around for another rebuild." So, I mean, there's rumors of him wanting to go to Cleveland, which I don't know if I would want to go to Cleveland, honestly, if I was him. But where do you think he's going to go, Gabe?
Oh my
God, wouldn't be bad. Fucking dude. Can you imagine? Like, I guess he has the pickings of wherever he can go, whoever can afford him. I haven't seen, bro. Can you imagine him on like fucking with Aaron Donald, like in fucking LA? Can you imagine him in Tampa?
I didn't think about that.
Line?
What he go ring chase in Tampa. I don't know where they'll fit him. I don't know if he's the best fit because they run a 3-4, and also they kind of got other people. But I mean, unless he just wants to be a rotational backup guy, which he probably wouldn't be anyways.
His brother's been been fucking trolling him with like
to come to Pittsburgh.
So he can go with TJ Watt. I mean, he can end up in fucking maybe Pittsburgh Steelers. But some team, I don't know. Some team is going to be willing to pay for him. Who's, I guess not strapped for cash. I don't know about Steelers. I don't know if Steelers have the money because they have a lot of people on that roster. But fucking, can you imagine him on a fucking line that's already beast mode? Like,
yeah,
that'd be crazy.
I didn't think about the Rams. Honestly, I don't know how they'd make it work. But
I don't know how the money works.
I don't know about
the money.
I think the favorite is he goes back home to Wisconsin and plays for the Green Bay Packers.
I see that too.
I can see that.
I don't know if he wants to play in the cold. Maybe he wants to go to a nice place.
He's from and lives and played college in Wisconsin. So like
come down to Miami, baby. It's warm here all year round.
He might. I don't know if it'd be worth Miami spending the money. I mean, I would imagine he wouldn't be that expensive, honestly. I don't think he'd be that expensive. He's going to come in and be a rotational guy. He's not a starter, like 100%. He's not going to be a starter unless somebody really needs him. But I think his best place to go to, if he can somehow figure out a way to get to Tampa, which I don't think is going to happen, I think they're going to work on trying to bring in the guys they already have. But I would like to really see him go to Green Bay. I think that's the favorite. I would not like to see him go to Cleveland. I think he's just going to waste his last couple of years there. Cleveland's good, but like
they got hot, man. Don't doubt him. I'm not doubting Baker anymore.
I just feel like they don't scare me. Like I don't know. Like they don't scare me the same way Buffalo or like Kansas City.
They're not even supposed to be in the playoffs and all this, bro. Like the Browns were looking good on paper and they performed, man. They had a great season. They're not an intimidating team because we still look at them as jokes. They're still the Browns. Until they prove something, you're still gonna have that mentality on that. But I feel like if they keep building and just play how they did, hey, I don't know how long OBJ's back. I mean off, but let's see when he comes back from his injury. That might help the team out a lot more as well next season, man. You never know.
Yeah. So we'll see, man. But I guess the next time we'll talk about the draft coming up. I think that's in July-ish. I think June or July. Oh, I think the combine is in June. The draft is in July or something. So
no. Combine's gonna be before the draft. The combine's getting pushed back to March. So March is gonna be pretty hectic, especially for a lot of teams because you're gonna have free agency. Then right after free, I don't know when the combine exactly is gonna be. My guess is gonna be after free agency,
should be on the website.
Which is gonna be really weird because they flat out said they're not gonna do the combine, but now they're saying they're going to do the combine. Which is going to be super hectic for players and coaches because you're squeezing in a lot of colleges do their pro days on in March, and then you want to throw in the combine in March. Unless I don't know, it's going to be a lot, and then you got free agency. But I don't know.
Well, pro day is a voluntary thing that the universities do. It's their version, the university's version of the combine. But for the NFL, the combine is a combine. So
No, but I think they care. I don't know. I mean, well, you got to think the more top tier athletes, especially the quarterbacks and stuff, they throw at their pro days. They don't throw at combines. I don't remember the last time a top prospect throws at the combine. They throw at their pro days. Like your boy Trevor Lawerence a couple days ago.
Your boy ain't throwing shit. Your boy he's going first round. He ain't throwing shit.
He was already throwing the other day, bro.
You know why, right?
Nah.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you. No, because so he actually has shoulder surgery in his non-throwing arm. So he actually Urban Meyer himself called, either called or texted or whatever, got in contact with Trevor Lawerence and says, "Hey, look, you got three options. You can not throw at all and just get drafted, or you can do the surgery, hope you recover in time enough to do your pro day in March, or the final option is you can get it done and out of the way, throw, and then the day after go do your surgery." And he's like, "I'm going to do that." And I was like, and that made me so confident that I was like, first off, he's super down to come to Jacksonville because, one, he has super close contact with Urban Meyer. Then if you watch that pro day, Urban Meyer is like literally like linebacker depth, like right in front of him the entire time. And they're like hip to hip with Dabo. And like, it's just like, they're for sure taking him. There's no way that they're not. Like,
when's the last time Urban Meyer coached again? Wasn't it Ohio State a couple years ago? 3 years
2008. Yeah, 2008.
We'll see. Is this his first NFL job? Urban Meyer?
Yeah, this is going to be his first NFL. He's never had an NFL experience before.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll see. I'm not too high.
Your boy was out there throwing bombs, man. So I knew you're excited.
Yeah, he was. And man, that takes something because normally people have 5 to 6 weeks to practice and do their routine. He did it in a week. I'm just like, let's do it. So
you'll be fine. Get over it, okay? You'll draft him, and then you'll get over him. They'll call him weak. They'll call him bad. They'll want to draft another quarterback after.
Yeah,
next episode will just be 1 week closer to your precious draft day.
Gabe's just upset because he doesn't know Tua's going to be the guy.
Anyways,
he's just upset.
Let's turn off this goddamn live stream. I'm done.
Anyway, this will conclude our episode. Glad to tune in this live stream. Again, if you are watching or viewing on Twitter, use our hashtag RealFanPodcast. We'll be sure to get back at y'all. Any reactions you guys got, or if you want to comment on anything we spoke about, we out here. Real Fans
Hit Podcast. Her up. Interact with us. Hit us up. All the things. Real Fans on the bottom of the scroll. There's no scroll.
There's no scroll.
We got our graphic back. So
shout out to Julian for making me do the intro twice. So you know.
All right. Peace.